She walked into the bank with quiet confidence, clutching the check that represented years of hard work and sacrifice. But instead of respect, she was met with suspicion. A teller looked at her skin before the numbers on the paper. Then, in one shocking moment, the check was ripped apart in front of her. To them, she was invisible, just another woman they thought they could humiliate. But what the teller didn't know was that her son wasn't just successful. He was the CEO of that very bank. Watch until the end. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Monica Johnson was no stranger to hard work. A single mother, she had spent decades cleaning houses, working night shifts, and saving every spare dollar for her family's future. Her pride wasn't in her bank account, but in her son, Daniel, who had grown from a curious child into a brilliant young man. She rarely talked about his career, preferring humility over boasting, but she knew he had climbed higher than most expected. On a quiet Thursday morning, Monica walked into the bank holding a check she had earned from selling an old family property. It was more money than she usually deposited, and she wore her best dress to mark the occasion. She wasn't nervous. She had earned this moment. What she didn't know was that within minutes, she would face humiliation so deep it would leave the entire room silent. The bank lobby was busy, filled with the quiet hum of conversations and the clicking of keyboards. Monica stepped to the counter, smiled politely, and slid her check across the counter. The teller, a young woman with sharp eyes and a dismissive expression, barely glanced at it before looking Monica up and down. There was a pause. Too long. Too deliberate. "Where did you get this?" the teller asked coldly. Monica explained it was hers, from the property sale. But instead of acceptance, the teller leaned back and whispered something to a colleague. People in line began to notice. The air shifted. Then it happened. With a flick of her wrist, the teller tore the check in half. Gasps rippled through the lobby. "We don't accept fraudulent documents," she declared loudly enough for others to hear. Monica froze, her hands trembling. She had done nothing wrong. She had worked her whole life for that money, and now her dignity was being shredded in front of strangers. The humiliation stung. But worse was the laughter from two customers nearby who shook their heads as though confirming their own biases. Monica gathered her composure, holding back tears. She quietly turned away, determined not to let them see her break. What no one knew was that her son, Daniel, was already on his way to that very branch for a routine check-in as the CEO. The glass doors swung open, and Daniel entered, sharp in his tailored suit. The staff straightened instantly, whispers filling the air. He approached the counter where his mother still stood, shaken. His eyes fell on the torn check in her trembling hands. Silence spread across the room as realization dawned. The teller's face drained of color when Daniel calmly introduced himself, not as just another customer, but as the CEO of the bank. He asked one question that froze the room. "Who gave you the authority to destroy my mother's check?" The weight of his words crushed the arrogance in the teller's eyes. Suddenly, power had shifted, and everyone was aware of it. Daniel ordered the branch manager forward, ensuring his mother's account was restored immediately, with the check reissued and a public apology delivered on the spot. But the damage wasn't just financial, it was human. The humiliation his mother endured was the reality for countless others without a powerful voice to defend them. For Monica, the moment was bittersweet. She was proud of her son, but heartbroken by the reminder that even success didn't shield her from prejudice. Daniel later launched new policies to prevent discrimination in every branch, determined to turn his mother's pain into change. This story is not just about one woman. It's about the countless silent battles fought daily. The question is, how many more must suffer before the world truly changes? Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.